Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into the microscopic building blocks of life. We're going to unpack the absolute foundation of biological existence and decode the exact instructions that build, well, everything from the color of your eyes right down to the structure of your skin. I really want you to think about this for a second. What physically makes you you? The answer doesn't lie in anything you can see with the naked eye. No, it's actually hidden away in a tiny, incredibly complex set of instructions passed down directly from your mother and your father. And those instructions, they're sitting inside of you right now, literally dictating exactly who and what you are. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the blueprint of you. Now, your body obviously has tons of unique cell types. Nerve cells, hair cells, skin cells. But here's the crazy part. They all share the exact same basic internal architecture. Let's do a rapid spatial zoom in. Step 1, we bypass the outer border, the membrane. Step 2, we're swimming into the liquid cytoplasm. Pushing deeper, Step 3 brings us to the absolute core, the nucleus. And finally, packed super tightly inside there, Step 4, the chromosomes. Section 2, journey into the nucleus. Now that we're focused purely on the core of the cell, you can see just how incredibly organized these structures really are. Inside a normal human cell, chromosomes are neatly arranged into 23 pairs. That brings us to a total of 46. And that number, 46, well, that's the fundamental baseline for human biology. So let's break those 46 down a bit. The vast majority, 22 pairs to be exact, are what we call autosomes. The big takeaway here is that these 22 pairs look exactly the same, totally regardless of whether you're male or female. Basically, they carry the bulk of the everyday instructions needed to just build and run your body. But then we have that final, 23rd pair. These are the sex chromosomes, and this is where we actually see a biological difference. Females possess 2 copies of the X chromosome, so XX. Males, on the other hand, possess 1 X chromosome and 1 Y chromosome, making them XY. It's really just a difference in that one specific pair out of the 23. So the crucial point is, what are these long strings of chromosomes actually made of at their core? Section 3, decoding the DNA ladder. If we were to pull just one of those 46 chromosomes out and completely unravel it, what are we actually looking at? Well, it's deoxyribonucleic acid, or thankfully DNA for short. The concept is beautifully simple. It's basically an incredibly long, continuous string shaped a lot like a twisted ladder, which biologists formally call a double helix. If we look a little closer at the rungs of this twisted ladder, we see they're made up of just 4 bases. We've got adenine, which we represent as A, thymine as T, guanine as G, and cytosine as C. You really just need to think of A, T, G, and C as the literal alphabet of our biological code. Every single instruction is written using only those 4 letters. Pretty wild, right? So practically speaking, when you hear the word gene, we're simply talking about a specific, defined stretch of this twisted DNA ladder. It's really just a sequence of those A, T, G, and C steps we just talked about. Now, what's really interesting about this next concept is how genes act as a literal instruction manual. Section 4, the recipe for life. How does the cell actually use this alphabet? Honestly, it's the exact same way you'd use a cookbook. Your body essentially reads the gene, those specific letters, as a literal recipe to build proteins. The exact sequence and length of the bases in that gene completely dictate the size and shape of the resulting protein. And that shape, that's what determines the protein's ultimate function in your body. So let's reverse our initial journey and zoom all the way back out to see how this builds our physical reality. Those proteins we just built, they go on to make up our cells. Those cells gather together to form tissue. And finally, that tissue folds and forms together to create macroscopic organs, like your eyes, your heart, and your skin. And you know, this brilliantly illustrates the sheer power of this microscopic system. It all starts with A, T, G, and C. Those genes determine what you'll look like, your hair color, your skin, your eyes. But even more fundamentally, those exact same biological mechanics determine what you actually are. So I'll leave you with this to ponder. The exact same basic machinery of DNA and genes is at work whether it's building a cow, an apple, or a human. It's just a different recipe being read from the ultimate code. Are you a cow, an apple, or a human? Well, it's all in the letters. Fascinating, isn't it?